Okay. Good day to all. So this is our uh, video lecture for today. So we're going to discuss the different codes and standards. No? This is from the reference of this PowerPoint, and also the contents of this is based from ASHRAE, no? Which is the American Society for Heating, Ventilation, and Air Conditioning. ASHRAE, yan talaga yung nag-govern over the HVAC, no? Sa lahat ng mga principles ng HVAC, sila ang nag-govern. So sa ASHRAE na yan, sila ang nagbibigay ng mga specifications and also mga codes and standards when it comes to HVAC. Kasi ang primary concern nila is number one, safety. Tapos number two is yung welfare ng mga installers and also the will-be users of HVAC. So next natin, the overview. The American Society of Heating, Refrigeration, and Air Conditioning Engineers play a critical role in shaping the landscape of mechanical engineering through its involvement in developing codes and standards. These standards ensure that mechanical systems are designed, installed, and operated in a manner that prioritizes safety, sustainability, and optimal performance. Governments use ASHRAE rules to make laws about building safety. So you might be wondering, applicable lang ba to sa mechanical engineering? No, no. Even technologists and even technicians or even maintenance people, uh, when it comes to HVAC, they are governed by ASHRAE rules. Kasi ito yung ginagamit natin sa codes mismo ng Pilipinas, no? Inadapt natin yung codes mismo ng ASHRAE. So, yung ASHRAE kasi pati sa libro ng HVAC when it comes to the PSME and also the different governing bodies when it comes to HVAC, ASHRAE talaga ang primary resource nila. Bakit? Kasi ito yung number one na nagbibigay ng research and development when it comes to HVAC. Lahat ng new technologies, lahat ng codes and standards, nanggagaling lahat talaga yan sa ASHRAE. So, ASHRAE role in setting codes and standards in fundamental in the practice of mechanical engineering. So, bakit mechanical engineering yung gino-govern ng ASHRAE? Kasi in the country like Philippines and also in the different countries of the world, ang in charge kasi ng pwedeng pumirma sa HVAC is mechanical engineers. Kapag nag-i-install ng HVAC, mechanical engineers kasi yung nagiging primary installer, no? Or sila yung pumipirma and also sila yung nagdi-design. Our job as technologists and also kung magme-maintenance head kayo in the future, your job is to uh, be technical about it. Ano ba yung mga dapat malaman ninyo para ma-install nyo efficiently yung system? Your job is not to design but rather to implement, no? So mechanical systems are designed, operated in a way that minimizes risks like fire hazards or exposure to harmful contaminants. Sa health naman, indoor environments are maintained with proper ventilation and temperature control for occupant comfort and well-being. Energy efficiency, buildings use energy resources more efficiently, reducing operational costs and environmental impact. So basically, ito yung different na fundamental practices ng ASHRAE. No, lagi niyang iniisip dito, number one, yung safety. Safe ba to sa mga humans? Dapat kasi hindi siya makaka-harm. Pangalawa, health, no? Kagaya ng sinabi natin before, yung sa air quality tsaka sa thermal comfort, iniisip dyan yung pagiging komportable ng tao, yung well-being ng mga tao. Okay? So, last one is the energy efficiency. When you install a proper system in a building, for an example, the energy efficiency must be optimize para hindi malaki yung magiging impact niya sa environment. Kasi kung magastos sa kuryente or hindi siya gano'n ka-efficient yung system is pwedeng napakaraming losses, no? Sayang naman. Siyempre, due to energy crisis lalo na ngayon, yung energy losses natin is napakalaking bagay yan when it comes to operational costs, maintenance costs, no? And even the environmental impact niya. So ASHRAE in setting standards and codes. This includes develops industry standards, influences building codes, and widely adopted. Sa develops industry standards, establishes minimum requirements and best practices for mechanical systems in building like HVAC, refrigeration. No? Kung mapapansin nyo, ay kung maano ninyo, laging industry standards when it comes to HVAC. Kasi nga, as I said, ASHRAE is the governing body over the industry standards when it comes to HVAC. And sa lahat ng mga, for an example, ice plants, cooling towers, and even HVAC sa mga industrial uses, ASHRAE talaga yan. no? So ang pinag-usapan natin, ang course code natin is HVAC-R. So when it comes to refrigeration, nandyan yung mga chillers natin, nandyan yung mga cooling towers natin, and even yung mga ice plant natin. Dapat alam din natin yung pwede nilang application when it comes to ASHRAE. Next one is the influences building codes. ASHRAE standards often form the basis for local building codes enforced by the government. So yung governments, no, they are relying on ASHRAE standards. Minsan nagkakaroon pa nga ng conferences in which kumukonsulta yung gobyerno kung ano ba dapat yung mga building codes and standards when it comes to HVAC and refrigeration. Kasi nga, yung mga governing bodies, yung mga person in charge of the HVAC is uh, they are consulting ASHRAE and also they are being governed by ASHRAE. Siyempre, sila yung expert dyan, so dapat sila yung paniwalaan ng mga government. The next one is the widely adopted. It is used by design professionals, manufacturers, and regulatory bodies, providing a common language for the industry. So, yung codes natin dito when it comes to ASHRAE, yan ay governed all over the world. Hindi lang dito sa Philippines, pati na din sa buong mundo. Halos ASHRAE talaga ang number one na ginagamit when it comes to codes and standards. Yan talaga ang, kumbaga yan ang pamantasan, no? ASHRAE's significance in ensuring ethical and legal compliance in mechanical engineering projects. Number one, setting benchmarks. These standards act as a ethical guidepost, ensuring engineers or even technologies prioritize public well-being. Following them promotes responsible design decisions throughout a project cycle. No? Ito kasi, pinag-uusapan ng ASHRAE dito kasi nga yung governing body ng ASHRAE, yung sa pinakadulo sa engineering, yung sa design mismo is pinag-aaralan nila yung sa benchmarking ng design is governed na siya by ASHRAE. So yung kung nagdi-design yung mga engineers, no, lagi nilang tinitingnan ano yung codes and standards. So dapat tayo as technologists is alam din natin magbasa ng codes and standards. So alam din natin sundan kung ano yung codes and standards. And we need to, if minsan dahil tayo yung hands-on sa trabaho, tayo yung may technical work, yung mga engineers mismo, sumasangguni sila sa mga maintenance nila and also the technical persons nila kung ano yung standards. Minsan pinapaalahanan natin na ito yung standard, dapat din ito yung ginawa, no? Number two, reducing legal risk. Adherence to ASHRAE standards minimizes the risk of legal issues arising from non-compliant designs. They often form the basis for building codes, demonstrating due diligence in the design process. Kasi yung pagdidesign ng building, hindi yan basta-basta dinesign lang. Dapat talaga, under the legal law, lahat yan is naka-under siya sa mga different codes and standards natin. Kasi kung hindi mo susundan yun, may mga risk na pwede kang ma-involve, no? Like exposure to refrigerants, pwedeng hindi ka optimize yung system, pwedeng hindi maganda yung pagkakalagay ng system, no? Madami kasing adherences na pwedeng mangyari. Number three, promoting best practices. While establishing minimums, ASHRAE also encourages exceeding them. This fosters innovation, ethical decision-making that prioritizes sustainability, efficiency, and occupant comfort. Ang ASHRAE kasi, minimum requirements lang yan. Kumbaga, kung ito lang yung kailangan i-install, ito lang yung minimum mong gawin. Ang sinasabi ng ASHRAE when it comes to principles, kapag in-install na natin as technologies or as will be installers in the future and even maintenance in the future, dapat higitan pa natin yung standards nila. No, ini-establish lang niya yung minimum. Kung alam natin yung minimum, syempre mas malalaman natin ano yung mas magandang gawin. No? Ano yung magre-reinforce dun sa minimum na yon. So ASHRAE encourages that. Okay? So transparency and accountability. Following these standards promotes transparency. Stakeholders can be confident that design meets industry standards and established codes. This building trust and ensures projects are executed ethically and responsibly. So, kapag yung mga installers mo is alam nila na pag yung installers mo, alam mo na sumusunod sila standards, hindi ka kakabahan. No, you know that they are accountable for their decisions. They are transparent on their project. Kasi kung walang itatago yung installer, hindi siya kakabahan. No? That is the principle of being up to standard. Kapag tinanong kung bakit ganyan, bakit ganito, sasabihin, ang isa lang ang sagot, madali lang sumagot. Ito po kasi yung standard ng ASHRAE. Sinusundan po natin yung sa building code ng Philippines. Ito po kasi yung standard. Okay? So, example of different standards and legal compliances of ASHRAE. ASHRAE 90.1 energy efficiency, and ASHRAE 62.1 indoor air quality. Energy efficiency, following this standard not only reduces energy consumption but also helps projects comply with local energy codes, a legal requirement in many jurisdictions. So sa ASHRAE natin na energy efficiency, dito natin makikita yung different energy codes. Dapat sumusunod siya dun sa different standard when it comes to the energy consumption and also the power output ng inyong mga different HVAC equipment and components. So next one is ASHRAE 62.1 indoor air quality. This standard ensures proper ventilation, minimizing health risks and aligning with legal requirements for occupant safety. So kasi sa isang building, hindi pa siya agad pwedeng occupy kung wala ka pang occupancy permit. So sa occupancy permit na yon, dapat inaalam din doon kung proper ba yung ventilation. Kasi kung hindi proper yung ventilation, maraming risk na when it comes to health. Siyempre pwedeng suffocate yung tao. Pwede siyang maka-inhale ng chemicals, ng hazardous chemicals, and also different health risks na pwedeng maka-affect sa health niya. So these are the legal requirements when it comes to occupant safety. Alignment of ASHRAE standards with mechanical engineering regulations. The Philippine Mechanical Engineering Act, also referred as the Philippine Mechanical Engineering Act of 1998, lays down the rules for regulations governing the practice and regulation of mechanical engineering throughout the Philippines. RA 8495 lays down the qualifications and duties of mechanical engineers in the Philippines, lays down the licensing process for mechanical engineers, and defines the scope of the mechanical engineering practice within the country. So, yung ASHRAE kasi, as like I said, engineering department kasi siya, composed siya ng engineers, no? Ang nangyari lang, kaya kailangan natin i-involve yung mechanical engineering when it comes to our subject is because mechanical engineers kasi are the ones who are designing HVAC systems. So basically, sila yung primarily responsible when it comes to design. So sa implementation, dun tayo papasok. That is why we need to work hand in hand with mechanical engineers in the designing process and also the installation process of HVAC systems. So the ASHRAE standards and guidelines for mechanical engineering can cross-reference with RA 8485 in several ways, especially in the following areas: heating, ventilation, and air conditioning, systems, and construction design. Kagaya ng sinabi ko kanina, di ba? Ito yung mga different codes and designs na nag-interlock dun sa different implementations natin. So ASHRAE standards guiding mechanical engineers in the Philippines. Ito yung sa professional standard practice tsaka technical references nila, code compliance nila, and continuing education. So ito lang naman yung sa mga dinidesign ng engineers, and also ito yung sa pinag-aaralan nila when it comes to design. As I said, saan tayo papasok dito? Nandun tayo sa may installation process. Kailangan, dahil binagbigay sila, yung engineers, kapag binigay na nila yung plano sa atin, alam natin kung paano siya ipapractice. Dahil alam na natin yung standard. Tayo mismo, kahit hindi tayo engineers, no? Kung kahit hindi tayo engineers, kahit hindi tayo yung persons na nag-design sa HVAC na yon, alam natin paano siya i-install, alam natin paano tayo magbasa ng plano kung paano siya i-install. That is why we also need to establish ourselves to know the compliance when it comes to ASHRAE codes and standards. So sa refrigerant safety standard number 15 establishes the rule of safe application in equipment when it comes to refrigerant classification system. Kasi different refrigerants are hazardous, no? May mga refrigerant na eco-friendly, meron na mga refrigerant na nakakasama para sa ozone layer. Marami ding refrigerants na masama sa health natin, no? I don't know if you heard, pero nagkaroon ng ammonia leak sa San Nicolas na ice plant, no? So, ang nangyari doon is sinarado yung buong ice plant, no? Nagkaroon ng inspection. So, basically kasi, kapag nagkaroon kasi ng ammonia leak, pwedeng magkaroon ng ammonia poisoning. By the way, ammonia is also an refrigerant. So, meaning, tayo as a technical person, dapat alam natin yung different standards and codes when it comes to refrigeration system. Kasi bakit? Kapag nagkaroon ng leakage, pag nagkaroon ng malfunction sa isang equipment, tayo mismo, yung refrigerant na yun, alam natin na makakasama siya sa well-being ng mga tao. No, you can search for that yung nangyari sa may San Nicolas, no? So, refrigeration safety standard 34, non-climate of refrigerants and assigned certifications based on toxicity and flammability data. So, sa refrigerant safety natin, different refrigerants are classified in different levels of safety. So may mga refrigerants dyan na flammable, may mga refrigerants na very toxic to human. So dapat marunong tayo magbasa and mag-classify ng refrigerants. And also, different HVAC system requires different refrigerants. No? Hindi siya one size fit all. Kaya alam dapat natin kung ano yung ini-install natin. Kasi kapag alam natin kung ano yung ini-install natin, alam natin kung ano yung risk na involved dun sa installation process. So next one is the thermal comfort standard number 55. Set the standard that is considered comfortable air conditioner for 80s or more of a building's occupants. Settles too hot or too cold in debates and offices. Like yung last time before, na banggit ko na sa inyo yung different natin na standard. Ang standard natin dito sa Pilipinas as the Philippine ASHRAE chapter natin is their standard is 22 to 26. Pero we settle down on 24 and the relative humidity must be 30 to 60%. Okay? So ventilation and IAQ standard. So in the ventilation and IAQ standard, this specifies minimum ventilation rates and other measures intended to provide indoor air quality that is acceptable to human occupants, minimizes adverse health effects, applies to all indoor and enclosed spaces that people may occupy except where other applicable standards and requirements dictate larger amounts of ventilation. This states that, no, sa ventilations natin, alam natin kapag nagkaroon tayo ng occupants is ano yung minimum requirement when it comes to ventilation. Yung mini-measure dito is the intended amount to provide good air quality. Nakuha? Yung good air quality na yon, pinag-usapan na natin yon. Ano yung good air quality? Ito yung tama lang yung lamig, hindi masyadong mainit. Ano pa? Hindi maalikabok. Kahit lang hapin mo, very fresh yung air. Hindi dry yung air. Sakto lang yung relative humidity niya. Hindi siya malagkit sa balat. This, no, minimizes the adverse health effects. Bakit? Kasi yung ventilation natin, we have two kinds. Diba? Sinabi ko sa inyo, you have your exhaust and you have your intake. Kapag meron tayong exhaust and intake natin, ini-exhaust dito yung used air. Kasi yung polluted air na yon, meron na yung different bacteria, viruses, germs. No? While the intake natin is naglalabas yun ng new air, no? Hindi na siya yung old air na pumapasok natin. So, yung sa ventilation natin, dapat alam natin kung ano yung proper na ventilation rate when it comes to maintaining indoor air quality. So, residential and IAQ standard, different roles and minimum requirements for mechanical and natural ventilation system and building envelope intended to provide acceptable indoor air quality in low-rise residential buildings. This limits the sources of pollutants requiring enough mechanical ventilation to provide dilution and unavoidable contaminants. This is for low-rise. Anong ibig sabihin ba ng low-rise? Ano ba yan? Ang low-rise kasi, ang buildings kasi natin usually is high-rise. What do I mean by high-rise? Pag high-rise, ibig sabihin mataas yung ceiling. So, kapag low-rise, anong mangyayari? Mas kulob, no? Kasi mas maliit yung pupuntahan ng hangin. So, yung residential standard daw natin, dapat alam natin kung ano yung minimum requirements ng natural ventilation systems natin when it comes to low-rise buildings. This limits the sources of pollutants and requiring enough mechanical ventilation to provide dilution to avoid contaminants. Pag kasi naipon, for an example, napakababa lang ng ceiling. Pag naipon kasi yung contaminants doon, kung maraming tao, parang yung hangin na hininga ng isang tao is i-inhale na naman ng iba. Diba? Kasi nga, hindi nasa cycle through mabuti yung ating hangin. This is why we must know the proper standard to provide acceptable air indoor quality in low-rise residential buildings. So the Energy Efficiency Standard 90.1 sets the standard requirements for an efficient use of energy in buildings. 2013 version preliminary reference in the U.S. Federal Energy Conservation and Production Act. 39 states have adopted some version of 90.1 as their energy code. So in the Philippines also, the energy efficiency standard is also adopted. Kung mapapansin nyo, meron tayong EER rating. Ano yung EER rating? No? EER rating stands for Energy Efficiency Ratio. This measures how much cooling power an air conditioner produces relative to the electricity it consumes. So, anong ibig sabihin nun kapag sa Pilipinas? No? Anong ibig sabihin ng EER? Kagaya ng sinabi kanina, kagaya ng sinabi ko, it measures how much cooling power an air conditioner produces relative to the electricity it consumes. Kung ganito lang daw ka, rami yung kinonsume ng kuryente, dapat ganito kalakas yung ibubuga niyang hangin yung cooling power niya. So, meaning, dito natin kino-compare, no? Mapapansin niyo yung EER. Ito yung stars, no? Ilang stars yung nakadikit doon sa mga refrigeration, sa mga ref ninyo, sa mga aircon ninyo. Minsan, mas mataas yung number, mas maganda. Ibig sabihin kasi, kapag mas mataas yung number, ang ibig sabihin nun is, kapag mas mataas yung number, ibig sabihin, mas efficient yung system. Mas konti yung kinukuha niyang kuryente, tapos mas malakas yung binubuga niyang hangin. Yung energy ratio niya is, kapag 100 watts lang yung kinuha niya, mas marami siyang binubugang hangin, no? Compared dun sa mas mababa yung EER. Understanding the matrix ensures us, no, to choose the right units that we need for our system. So there are two EER. We have our EER1 and EER2. Yung EER2 natin, it is the updated rating. Mas strict yung procedure nito. This accounts for higher external duct pressure that reflects the better world performance when it comes to air conditioners. So sa Pilipinas kasi ang ina-adapt natin is EER1, no? EER1, meron pa tayong SEER. Yung SEER, ito yung para sa ibang bansa. Ang tawag doon, Seasonal Energy Efficiency Ratio. Measures the efficiency across the entire cooling season. Kasi sa ibang bansa, meron silang winter. No? Sa Pilipinas naman kasi, hindi siya masyadong applicable kasi hindi naman ganon kalamig yung temperature natin para i-consider pa natin yung SEER. No? So, yun yung EER rating natin. So sa EER rating natin, dito na ko-consume yung anong tawag dito? Dito na ka-cap on kung paano natin makikita as consumers and installers kung ano yung magandang system. Mas mataas na EER rating, mas maganda yung energy efficiency niya. So sir, ano yung pinakamataas po na efficiency when it comes to EER rating? 6 stars ang pinakamataas, no? Tapos yung pinaka less efficient is 1 star. Wala pong 0 star, no? Okay. So next one natin. Legionella Standard 188 establishes minimum Legionella risk management requirements while building water systems intended for use by owners and managers of human-occupied buildings and those involved in design, construction, installation, operation, maintenance of servicialized building systems and components. Bakit nagkaroon ng Legionella Standard? Ano ba yung Legionella Standard? Ito yung kapag meron tayong ang Legionella kasi is isang virus yan, no? Isang bacteria yan. This is a bacteria na hindi siya nag-grow sa mga air conditioners natin, but rather nag-grow siya sa mga water system natin. So bakit siya nag-grow sa water system? This is the risk management for water system control. So basically kasi yung Legionella kasi natin, ito yung nangyayari sa mga bansang malalamig kasi meron silang hot water, no? Pinapainit kasi yung tubig doon. So dapat para malaman natin yung madi-disinfect yung residuals ng Legionella. Kasi yung Legionella sa ibang bansa, nagkaroon niya ng issue, no? Yung iba, yung water systems nila is contaminated. Imagine niyo yon, yung pinanliligo nila mismo may bacteria. So meaning, ang nangyari is nagkasakit yung mga gumagamit. So if you want to manage, no? Alam dapat natin kung ano yung standards when it comes to Legionella. This is when it comes to water systems, no? So sa USA natin, yung Legionella water systems occur on basis na mainit yung tubig. So yung building requirements natin na merong water management, ito yung kailangan mag-monitor silang water samples for Legionella along the treatment and requirement siya ng pagpapasa ng occupants permit nila. So this is in a wide range of codes and standards, no? Kapag sa may high risk zones ng Legionella growth, no? Pero sa Pilipinas naman, wala pa namang federal law or any law na pinapasa regarding sa Legionella. Ito lang yung different standards na pinapakita ng ASHRAE sa atin na applicable siya sa iba't ibang bansa, no? So we have our Green Building Standard. The Green Building Standard 189.1. Wait lang, nakalimutan na ako. Saksak yung charger. Yan. Sa Green Building Standard natin, Total Building Sustainability Package, compliance option of International Code Council, International Green Construction Code, incorporates by U.S. Army, Navy, and Air Force into Unified Facilities Criteria for Energy and Sustainability Building Requirements. So sa Green Building Standard natin, ito yung sa ginagamit ng different facilities sa Amerika. So hopefully magawa siya sa Pilipinas kasi sa Amerika kasi very energy efficient na yung mga buildings nila. Hindi na kumukonsumo ng ganun kalaking kuryente. So hopefully yung standards na to is ma-implement na sa Pilipinas para magkaroon tayo ng conservation when it comes to electricity. Kagaya ng alam natin, is napakataas na ng konsumo ng kuryente, ay napakataas na ng kumukonsumo ng kuryente ang mga air conditioning systems, heating systems, and also napakataas ng singil sa kuryente. Okay? So we have the ensuring regulatory compliance with ASHRAE guidelines. ASHRAE standards and guidelines are important to keep optimal indoor air quality and energy efficiency in buildings. ASHRAE standards are not only a legal requirement but also they are a critical part of building occupants' comfort, safety, and productivity. Non-compliance with ASHRAE guidelines can result in poor indoor air quality, higher energy consumption, increased operational costs, and potential health hazard. Building owners and operators must work closely with certified professionals to ensure that all ASHRAE guidelines are met. So, ASHRAE, ang number one priority niya kanina, kagaya ng sinabi natin, is safety. Number two is health natin. So, yung ASHRAE natin is kapag hindi ka nag-comply sa ASHRAE, magkakaroon yan ng poor indoor air quality, malakas kumonsumo ng kuryente, and napakataas ng operational cost and potential health hazard that could cause harm to us humans as occupants. So we need to ensure that nagko-comply tayo as will-be technicians and will-be technologies in the future sa mga ASHRAE guidelines. So regulatory compliance with ASHRAE standards. Kapag nag-comply ka sa mga to, ang ma-receive natin is up to 30% reduction in energy consumption. Hindi ganun ka takaw sa kuryente yung aircon and even other HVAC system. Improve indoor air quality by up to 40%. Enhances occupant comfort and productivity and extended lifespan of HVAC equipment. Proper maintenance can extend the lifespan of HVAC system. When you install proper HVAC components, this enables us to enhance the comfort level of occupants in which they are motivated more to work. Then, dahil mas motivated sila sa work, is mas mataas yung efficiency ng isang opisina or isang classroom or even a laboratory. Kasi hindi sila naiirita sa init, hindi sila naiirita sa lamig, hindi sila naiirita sa humidity ng isang lugar. So sa standards natin, for an example, ito, sa how ASHRAE standards impact the decision aspect of mechanical engineering projects. Number 1, system design and equipment selection. So, ito yung mga different designs natin. Paano nila nai-impact? Kapag nagkakaroon tayo ng system design, sinasangguni muna nila. Tumitingin muna sila sa standards, no? ASHRAE 90.1, tinitingnan muna nila ano ba dapat yung gawin pag low-rise lang yung building. Ano dapat yung minimum requirements. Kapag ba binili ko tong aircon na to, sakto lang ba yung bubugan niyang hangin? Gaano ba kalakas yung ibubugan niyang hangin? This affects the different energy standards. Makikita natin, kapag ba binili ko to, kapag pumipili ka ng equipment, kapag pumipili ka ng aircon, kapag pumipili ka ng heater, ma-achieve ba nito yung standard? Doon natin malalaman. No? Kaya nagkaroon ng minimum requirement yung ASHRAE para ma-meet natin yung ganung standard. Number 2, thermal comfort and indoor air quality. Dito naman makikita natin, kapag ba binili natin yung equipment na to, ma-maintain ba niya yung thermal comfort ng occupants? Mare-refresh ba niya yung hangin every now and then? Ma-help ba niya makontrol yung contaminants like CO2 and VOCs? No? So, ASHRAE Standard 55 Thermal Thermal environmental conditions for human occupancy defines the acceptable temperature and humidity ranges for different spaces. By adhering to these standards, you ensure for a comfortable environment for building occupants. ASHRAE Standard 62.1 focuses on maintaining good IAQ by regulating minimum ventilation requirements. This helps control contaminants like CO2 and VOCs, leading to a healthier indoor environment. So, sa energy efficiency, if we install the proper equipment, hindi hirap yung equipment mo. Kagaya ng sinabi ko before, yung mahinang equipment, hindi mo siya pwedeng palakasin. Pero yung malakas na equipment, pwede mo siyang hinaan. Kasi meron silang what we call inverter technology. Kapag malamig na yung isang lugar, titigil na yung compressor niya. Hindi na niya kailangan mag-produce ng hindi na niya kailangan mag-consume ng napakalaking kuryente para i-maintain lang yung ganong temperature. So meaning, if we install the right equipment for a certain space, for an example, we have our classroom, we have our laboratory, we have our offices, no? Yung kung ano yung kailangan ng office na yun, kung ano yung kailangan ng classroom na yun, kapag na-install natin yun, hindi ganun kalakas sa kuryente. Bakit? Kasi hindi nahihirapan yung system i-maintain yung requirement ng system ay nung isang lugar na yun, yung space na yun. Nakuha? So, sa safety considerations natin, pag maayos yung nabili nating equipment, this also enhances the safety. Bakit? Kasi yung maintenance madali. Hindi agad nasisira yung equipment kasi hindi hirap yung equipment. Yung life cycle ng equipment, di siya hirap. Bakit? Kasi hindi siya napupwersa. Okay? So, sa product commissioning natin, kapag project commissioning natin, kapag kung ano yung ine-expect nung nagpapa-install, ma-meet natin yung standard niya. Bakit? Kasi kapag kinommission na natin sa kanya, pag sinabi na natin, ibibigay na natin yung project, natapos na yung project, matutuwa siya. Bakit? Kasi yung requirements na binigay niya, na-exceed pa natin. Kasi nag-adhere tayo sa standards. Hinigatan pa natin yung standards. So, any potential issues before in the system is operational is na-address na natin. Hindi naman yung kapag nag-install na tayo, sasabihin nung in-install natin. In-installan nga ng aircon, napakainit pa din. Kasi mali yung inalagay natin na capacity. So, dapat alam natin kung ano yung standard. That is why we are trying to adhere to the standards. Okay? So, sa legal responsibilities natin, so kapag nag-installations natin, makikita natin na napakaraming legal responsibilities when it comes to the standardization. No? Dapat alam natin kung ano yung pananagutan natin. In most jurisdictions kasi, sa client's interest, public safety, standard of care, contractual agreement, sustainability, yan ang mga responsibilities natin. Kapag kasi nagkaroon ka ng kontrata, for example, kinontrata mo yung isang person, magkakaroon ka ng contractual agreement. So, dito naman, dapat malalaman natin yung different standards na i-adhere. Kasi sasabihin ng client kung ano yung gusto niya mangyari sa isang lugar. No? Dahil ito yung gusto mangyari ng isang client sa isang lugar, dapat tayo as installers ma-fulfill natin yung kailangan ng client. So kapag na-fulfill natin yung kailangan ng client is magagawa natin yung standards na yun. No? So sa ethical responsibility, as installers and technicians and also maintenance ng mga HVAC equipment in the future is we must prioritize the public health. Siyempre, bakit? Hindi nakaka-proud or hindi parang masakit sa hindi siya parang may ethical responsibility tayo na dapat kapag ginawa natin yung trabaho, alam natin magiging komportable yung in-installan natin. Yung customer care natin, kumbaga, magiging proud tayo na maganda yung nilagay na system dyan. Kumbaga, kapag pinuri yung design mo, sasabihin mo nun, kapag pumasok sila sa isang opisina, ay, ang ganda naman dito, hindi masyado mainit, hindi masyado malamig. Mapaproud ka kasi alam mo, ikaw yung nag-install. Meron tayong ethical responsibility. Hindi tayo matatakot na baka mamaya maraming health risk para doon kasi poorly designed. Hindi siya ganon. Tapos, malalaman, sasabihin ng client, napakaganda nung in-install kasi hindi siya masyado magastos sa kuryente. Alam natin na meron tayong ethical responsibility when it comes to reducing the environmental impact and reduction of carbon footprint. And in the client's interest, no, pwede pa tayong i-recommend ng ibang client kapag nakita nila na maganda yung installation natin. So, these are the different compliances and standards na kailangan natin i-adhere when it comes to installation and processes when it comes to HVAC. Bakit? Kasi in the future, as technologies, as will be contractors, as will be installers, as will be maintenance heads, no? we have our ethical responsibilities, legal responsibilities when it comes to HVAC systems. So, hopefully, no, yung mga codes and standards na to is maisapuso when it comes to installations and commissioning. Bakit? Kasi, as I said kanina, meron tayong ethical responsibilities and legal responsibilities. So, syempre, pangit naman na in-install na lang basta-basta. Dapat alam din natin yung magiging welfare ng client natin para pabalik-balikan tayo ng mga client. Pwede pa niya tayong i-recommend. 'Di ba? Nakakaya naman yung in-install mo, hindi ka proud. Nakakaya sasabihin, sino nag-install niyan? Ang pangit-pangit. Hindi naman ganoon, 'di ba? We are trying to do something, do a work that we can be proud of. Kapag kasi maganda yung system, maganda yung installation process, na sumunod lahat sa code and standards, is mapaproud tayo, 'di ba? So that is the ASHRAE codes and standards, no? I will be posting an activity for the day. So ang due date niya is today also hanggang 6 p.m. So watch out for your activity. So good day to all and hopefully you have a nice day and ingat sa lahat dahil medyo maulan, no? Thank you and God bless all of you.